When you started, no. You can't just lay too much.
Yeah, so we're finally recording, third time, trying to do the Tesla review. First time, battery died. The second time, the battery died. This time we have a full battery, so it shouldn't die. What was it? A few months ago, we bought a Tesla Model 3, and we were super happy with it. We still are. So we just want to talk about a couple of things that we have learned as owners for having it for a few months.
Well, we bought it in December, so winter months. We live in Illinois, and it's been pretty bad winter, right? Well, yeah, right? Pretty bad
yeah,
winter.
it's been the coldest, some of the coldest temperatures in decades.
But the car was parked in the garage, though.
Yeah. So as far as battery freezing or anything like that, the coldest the car got was about 10 degrees, and it was still...
No, it was negative when I was parked in a garage, like...
It's an outdoor garage.
Outdoor garage. So it held it pretty well.
Yeah, so the battery didn't freeze. In general, it probably loses anywhere between 8 and 12% power overnight if it's not plugged in. It's kind of what we've found. So you have to account for that if you drive to work or anywhere and you want to stay parked.
Is that the part that you like? Let's focus on the part that we maybe like first, honey.
Okay, well, we're just talking about our experiences as owners.
But let's say the things that you maybe like first.
Well, it's definitely a car unlike anything you've ever driven before. So the performance of it, just from acceleration, from deceleration, from stopping power, turning radius, it's like you're driving a different class of vehicle.
Yeah.
It's like it's undescribable. We've had fancy cars, we've had all kinds of different vehicles. This is
by far the best.
Even
this must be my number one favorite thing too about the car.
Yeah, and that's just the driving. Then you have to take into account the aesthetics of the Model 3. It's very, very simplistic. There's no knobs. There's not even a vent that you can adjust up and down to allow it through. Well, so all you have is the screen, and you control everything from the screen, which is fantastic because, for example, we have another vehicle, and we bought it with a navigation package, which the Tesla Model 3 also has. The problem is that the voice command for it never worked, ever. We always had constant problems, so we just stopped using it. When we went back into the dealer to say, hey, can you fix this? They said, oh yeah, we can fix this, you can buy a new car. That was basically what they said.
Yeah, well, this voice command, I don't know if we've been using it that much. I have not.
In Tesla, I use it every day, and it works really, really well. So the nice thing about the Tesla is that they keep coming out with software updates it seems like it's every single month, and everything that was annoying to you, all of a sudden is fixed. So it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, with the buttons parts and knobs and stuff, and aesthetics, I first didn't really like it that much, I must say. It's a very guy car. But now I get used to it. And then every other car, when you look at it, it has so many buttons, it's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Some of it, it's nice. Some of it, could have been... I probably would be happier or like the version of Model S a little bit better than the big screen, but it's okay. It's not my favorite thing, but it's livable.
Yeah, the car is definitely smaller than the S. It's a good work commuter vehicle as far as a family is concerned. So we have one kid. It's got a car seat in the back. You can get them in, but you're knocking the feet against the back seat. So if you're looking for an accessory, you definitely need to have seat covers in the back. You have to have seat covers underneath the car seat itself to make sure that you're not imprinting the leather, because the leather in the Tesla, it's like a vegan leather, or it's not a real leather, so it keeps imprints a little bit more than your typical leather.
Going around like all over.
So,
but the size of the car is pretty small, so if you have, it's really just a work vehicle or something around the city, because if you want to put the kids in, it's pretty tough. We have one son that we put in the car seat, and it's a pretty tight space to put him in.
Yeah.
But it's doable, but it's pretty small car.
Yeah, 2 kids would be tough. Also doable, but would be tough.
Mm-hmm. So the size is not, it's not my favorite thing. I wish it could be bigger, but it's livable as well.
If the two adults, if you're a little bit shorter, you can move your seats up. You'll probably be fine.
Yes.
Then, as far as cargo space, though, the amount of cargo space in this car is more than probably any other car in its size tag, because there's no engine in the front, so you have a frunk. So there's basically a trunk that you can fit, essentially a carry-on size.
We haven't been using it yet. The front.
Yeah, I mean, the front is okay. The problem that I have with the front is that putting the hood back down. So the hood pops up really, really nicely, and it stays up really well. But then it feels like the metal is a little bit thinner than I would expect. So pushing it back down is a little bit like you just don't want to do it because you don't know if anything's going to happen to it.
Okay, the leather, like the vegan leather, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's I think we got used to it now. It just feels a little bit different. Yeah. But it's okay.
It cleans okay.
Cleans okay. Well. Yes.
We lost the new car smell very fast, though. Like
there is honestly no new car smell with this car. I've never.
We had it for like a week.
I swear.
We had it for a week and then it was gone. So that's kind of a shame. And our other car, when we bought it, it was like a year, and we still got it, and it was fine. But it's like from the glue and the leather and the chemicals. So
yeah. Well, the other thing that I said I really like about this car is the heat. It heats up pretty fast, way faster than our other cars that we've had. It keeps the heat really well. There's no vents that blow on you, so there's no smell to a vent. So if you get like headaches or nausea from like too much heat, I don't get that in this car. And it keeps the heat really nice and really even, I would say.
Yeah.
Really even if it's like freezing outside. So I'm the one that drives it most of it at night. And if I get into the car, it's never really like freezing like my other car inside. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, well,
the heat is like it keeps the heat really nice. We've never used the AC yet, so we can't really speak about that.
No,
but I'm pretty sure it would be okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I have a feeling it's probably okay. I mean, you can also condition the vehicle from your phone. So there's in the Tesla app that you can install. You can actually use it as a key. So you can walk up to the car, it's going to open, you walk away from the car, it automatically locks. You can start the car from the, meaning turn the heat on, turn the seat warmers on, condition the car before you get there. So if it's even in the summer, you can have it cool down.
Yeah, even if you don't do that, it really heats up the car really fast. Yeah. Because I don't do it and it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can start driving it right away, because the regular car, you just wait a few minutes, I guess, until it's like...
No, you can start driving it right away. There's nothing...
Drive it right away, and it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, there's no transmission. There's nothing to warm up. It's just, you just turn the car on. I mean, there's nothing even to start. You hit the button, and you put your foot off the brake, and off it goes.
Is there anything else you like?
The trunk, we never finished talking about the back trunk. So in the trunk, it's nice because there's a under trunk. So there's like a little piece of... like a little piece of plastic with some carpet on it, and it actually covers another smaller trunk underneath the trunk. So it's kind of nice if you've got a lot of junk that you keep in the back, if you have like papers or tools or whatever else, keeps the back of the trunk really, really clean looking. So, and the trunk itself is really, really big because we keep a stroller in it, and we actually have enough space in the back to still do an entire Costco shopping. So it's pretty amazing as far as trunk space goes, and that we're talking like amount of trunk space that you'd get in like an SUV.
And then we do say the other thing that we really like. We do save a lot of money on the gas.
Yeah, it's an insurmountable number. Like
I think monthly we've been spending. You can easily save $400, right?
Yeah, I mean it's.
And then right now we spend probably $20, maybe $50.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'd have to figure it out, but it's essentially I did the math for how much it costs to get a tank of gas, and it's about $5 versus that same tank of gas with the same amount of mileage in a whatever SUV, which would be 60. So just on one trip, fill up, you'd be like 55. So,
but we do we minimize our gas expense because we do try to switch up cars. So I work nights, he works days. So we do switch up the cars. The only bad part about it is that the battery dies. In my opinion, battery dies really fast in Tesla.
Well, so it's
for amount of, I wish it would last a little bit longer. So when you only have one vehicle, and obviously we bought this vehicle also to save on gas.
Sure.
So it would be nicer if the battery would last longer.
Well, so the battery is rated for 310 miles in the extended range, which we have. We have the dual motor, so it kind of uses a little bit more power because there's more motors for it to go on. They say it's rated for 310. You don't really get 310, so it's probably closer. But then again, remember, it's also winter, so the battery has to keep warm. We're using the heat warmers. We're using the heating. All that takes a lot of power.
We really don't use the heating that much because it's always like set it up at 64.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see how much watt hours you're using, and when you have the heater on, it's way higher. So it's probably closer to about almost like 180 to 200 miles on a charge. But then again, we only charge it to about 80 or 90%. So if you charge it to 100%, you'd obviously get more. So about at 80%, you're probably like almost 200 miles. So still not bad. So I mean, both of us drive. Between the two of us, it's we basically bring it down to about 20% by the end of the day. So then that means that when we plan it correctly, when she comes home, we plug it in for a couple hours. Charging it is not so bad. We put I think it's a 1450R plug in the garage, so it charges about 30 miles an hour. So full charge on everything would take about 10 hours. That last hour, the last 10%, really goes up in time. So it's just how batteries, I guess, work. So if you charge it only to 80%, then you only have to go about 8 hours. So the way that we do it is if the car is parked overnight, we have it set to charge sort of at night. So it starts at midnight. We also put our home on hourly pricing with ComEd. So if you don't have ComEd, call them and ask them if they have a program that does that. But basically what that means is the amount that they charge you for electricity is based on how much people are currently using it during the day. So during the day when there's more use, it's more expensive. At night when there's less people using it, it's cheaper. So when you have it set to something like from midnight to 6 in the morning, then your electricity bill actually goes down a little bit. So that's kind of how we try to save money on the transportation costs as well. And within that 6 hours, they get quite a lot of percentage out of it. And then so you get the next full day's worth of travel pretty much. So and using it this way, we've basically got one car between the two of us going back and forth. So we have another vehicle still that we still need occasionally. So I have to do a daycare run, and the car's not here yet, or something like that. So we'll end up doing that for short range.
Is there anything else you like?
I mean, the technology itself is pretty awesome. There's really cool. There's little cool fun things. They call them Easter eggs that you can get with the car, like little games that you can play or little modes that you turn on. I'm the only one that ever deals with those. So yeah. So if you're a techie person or if you work in information technology, it feels like a car that's designed for technology people versus kind of like your typical I'm a car guy. Right?
Yeah, I simply drive it because the ride is nice and saves money.
Yeah, and you drive like a crazy person because she, since getting this car, says that she gets to work 15 minutes faster. And let me tell you, her other car is not a slouch either. Okay, it's also very, very quick.
It drives fast, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you're always the first one off the line. Everyone else is always behind. It's not like you're going crazy.
No.
That's just how the car goes.
Yeah, it's very quiet. The other thing is, we probably forgot about that. It's super quiet.
Super quiet. You hear the road. You actually hear the road, and so when you're driving, you're like, "What is that sound?"
Yeah.
It's the road, which you never hear because you always hear the engine.
It's really nice when you're in a garage and you're like turning it on and there is no like echo kind of sound because it's so quiet.
Yeah.
So when I turned on my other car the other day in the garage, it was like super loud feeling.
Yeah.
So that's the nice part. It's super quiet.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the things that we don't like because this video is going to be like crazy long.
Sure.
Well, the first thing for sure are the handles. I do not like the handles.
I actually like the handles.
No, because when you have your hands full and you have to open it with the one hand, it's very difficult.
Well, that's true. You need both hands.
Yeah, and when you carry a kid or shopping or anything that you want to put it in, it's tough.
that does suck.
Yeah, they could have done something better with the handles. I'm sure this will come up with some sort of years later because people have been complaining about that.
Yeah, I mean,
the other thing I don't like with the opening the car is that you can open it with your phone. Who wants to do that sometimes? I'm not sure. Not a female.
well, you walk up to the
And
car
then-
and it opens.
Yeah, I don't have this app yet, so it's kind of tough. And then the other thing is opening with the card. It's so easy, I feel, to lose the card. I'm not a fan of the card, but it is like a cool feature. But I don't like that.
You just have to adjust how you use it. So I just keep it always in my wallet. I never lose my wallet, so I always have my key on me.
Yeah, but I always keep it in my pocket that I don't put anything else, just this card. But I'm not a fan of this. I like the keyless entry way more.
Yeah, so I just have to install the app on your phone.
Way more comfortable.
It'll be much more
And the other thing that we don't like, which we discovered in winter,
the trunk?
yeah, no. Oh, the trunk is the other thing. But the car shakes when it's cold. When the battery is cold, it shakes. First time I thought something is wrong with the car. I was driving from work at the morning. It was probably like 0 degrees outside. And it's kind of like bumpy. Bumpy road.
But it's also any car because your other car did the same thing.
But but it's a small car, so you can feel it pretty severely.
Yeah, so
And then after a while, probably 30 minutes, maybe less, it kind of decreases. And then generative braking does not work when the car is cold, when the battery is cold. And then the next day you discovered that it's bumpy as well.
Yeah, so I think it's more that the tires are really, really cold, and once the tires warm up, because I was actually looking at the tire pressure, and it was really low, and as you started driving, the tire pressure increased, and the ride got better. I don't think it's anything to do with the battery. I think it's just the tires make
for sure.
So it's a winter thing. Her other car did the same thing when it was like minus 20 outside, so I'm leaning towards it's probably just the cold.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me the most in this car that almost made me rage is when the car was covered in snow and ice, and you go to open up your trunk to take out your snow brush or take out whatever is in there. If it's on the back. If it's on the back window, it slides off into the trunk. Everything slides off into the trunk. If it's ice, if it's snow, if it's water, if it's leaves, it just all slides and dumped right into the trunk. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about that. So you have to basically watch out and clear off your window before opening it in. So I've never had that problem in any other car. Even I've had other, smaller cars from other manufacturers, and it always seems to like get down and then stops before it gets into the trunk, and this just slides right all the way in. So I don't know. It happened once, and I was like, "What happened?" It happened again, especially when we had something in there. You just wanted to lose your mind.
What else you don't like about the car?
I think it's noticeable that there's a couple of quality things that happen. It's not that the car is badly put together or anything, but you do notice oddities, right? So you'll notice that there's a couple of panel gaps here and there where it's like it's within tolerance, but it's not quite as there's like spaces in the panels. The front glass looks like it's a little kind of warpy. She doesn't see it, I do, so it could just be me. I wear glasses, so maybe it's a thing with that. So there's also sometimes like little. It's weird. It comes and goes, but it seems like a metallic rattling. I don't know if it's the car, if it's something I keep in the car, but I noticed that the other day.
I think it's whatever you keep. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think there is not many things that we don't like about the car.
Yeah.
Besides the handles is number one, definitely, and the size of the car. But we knew that when we were buying a car. So
Did your foot fall asleep?
my foot fell asleep.
Oh.
Okay. So what we were saying, the battery date again. That the first thing that what we were saying, the handles are the one that we don't like the most about the car.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with them, other than them being very difficult if you don't have both hands open.
But overall, would you recommend?
Absolutely. I've been every single person I've ever talked to. It's a great conversation starter. I love the look of the car.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the car. This is not a degrading video against the Tesla Model 3 at all. I mean, we have to try very, very hard to find things that we don't like about the car, just to get down to
Would you buy it again?
Yeah, I think I would. I would totally buy it again. I would get everybody that I know to buy it.
We didn't mention that. It's very, very nice also not to have to go to the gas station and wait for people to get gas, and you get gas, and it's freezing outside, and yeah, it's very nice thing to just
so if you have a
park
busy
in and
family and you're
plug it
trying to
in.
cut everything out of your life so that way it's another 15 minutes that you get back in your day, it's perfect. I love
Yeah.
it. I mean, we're
That
like
is-
one of those families that buys the extra large, toilet paper rolls, so you have to change it less.
But yeah, I think that's it for this video, right?
Yeah. So when are you getting yours? Because you're gonna get your own, right?
Well, I would love to get the SUV, but it's kind of pricey, so we'll see. Definitely, if I would have a choice to buy one, that would be my next car.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna finish this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. That was our first review of some sorts ever.
Yeah, I think we sort of got it. If it was not, or I think our first video we sort of talked about it. So we're still trying to organize things in a